So what happens if you have a checking account and you actually print multiple types of checks? Maybe you use one type of check for payroll and a completely different layout for your day-to-day bills that you're writing checks for. So in this video, we're going to go through how to actually set that up in Lizzy and how to use it once you've gotten it set up. So to start, we're going into the settings module, and then we're going to go to accounting check printing. Now by default, you're going to have one entry here that is going to be the current layout for your check printing. If you want to create a second one, what you'll do is you can click the duplicate button here if you want to take your current settings and actually duplicate them to create a new one. This is the name of the setting that you're doing. So for example, if I wanted to duplicate my test layout, I would hit the duplicate button, and then I'm going to change this to Glenn's layout. And then when we save this down here at the bottom, now you can see we have Glenn's layout and then the other two. So it's fairly trivial to set up. You basically duplicate the one you want to duplicate, make the changes that you want to change, and then hit the save button at the bottom to create those. Now, setting up the check printing is fairly trivial. You can go through and set up your X and Y coordinates measured from the top left of the page. And then what font and other stuff. You can play around with this stuff as much as you want to get the check exactly the way you want. All of the fields here are based on the parameters that actually print on the check itself. So you've got your pay to, address, amount, and date. So this would be 6.8 inches from the left edge of the piece of paper and 1.7 inches from the top. So that's and that will print the bottom portion of that field will print at that coordinate. So it'll print just a little bit above and to the right of whatever measurements you put here. So you can print these on a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, hold them up to the front or back of your check and hold them up to a light to kind of see where they're fitting. So it's pretty quick to set these things up. You can literally have them print on almost any kind of form that you can think of. You also have the ability to copy a checking account over to create a whole new checking account. So these layouts are actually hooked to a specific account. So you're going to choose the account that you want to work with, and then create the layout and set everything up. Now, once you get all of this set up, using them is fairly easy. We're just going to go to accounting and go to checking. We're going to view the check register, and then here you've got print layouts. So you just choose the one that you want to use at that particular point in time. You can either print all checks, or you can print individual checks by opening up the detail and selecting to print check. And then Lizzy will use whatever layout you have selected up here to be the print that it uses to create that particular check. So that's really all there is to setting up check printing and being able to use multiple check layouts in the checking account when you're printing your checks.